From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Friday, June the 19th, 2020. A resolution passed by the Board of Governors of the IAEA, the International Atomic Energy Agency, critical of Iran, was welcomed by Israel's Minister of Defense today. The board adopted the resolution submitted by France, Germany, and the UK by a vote of 25-2 with 7 abstentions, calling on the Islamic Republic to fully cooperate with the agency, including granting its inspectors access to 2 sites in Iran to determine if undeclared nuclear activity took place there in the early 2000s. Benny Gantz issued a statement in response today saying, "We've known for years that Iran is concealing blatant violations of the nuclear deal with the intention of threatening both Israel and global stability." He said Israel will not allow Iran to achieve nuclear capability, and the international community is doing the right thing by insisting on effective inspections. Serbia is the latest country to adopt the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance's definition of anti-Semitism, which includes hatred toward Jews, their institutions and religious facilities, and also targeting the state of Israel, not with what is considered legitimate criticism, but with such things as comparisons between Israeli policy to that of Nazi Germany. The leaders of the Conference of Presidents of Major American Jewish Organizations, Arthur Stark, William Daroff, and Malcolm Hoenlein, issued a statement commending Serbia for joining the 33 countries around the world that have adopted the IHRA definition, saying Serbia's commitment to fighting anti-Semitism represents another important step in the fight against the global resurgence of Jew hatred, asking all countries to follow suit, and also to strengthen education, legislation, and programs in order to combat anti-Semitism along with all forms of racism. Some 200 Israelis finally headed home after being stranded in a number of Central American countries for months because of closures due to the coronavirus pandemic. A special El Al flight departed Panama City yesterday morning, the first direct flight ever from Panama to Israel, according to Israel's ambassador to Panama, Rita Mansour. The passengers included Israelis who were tourists in Panama, as well as those from Colombia and Costa Rica, among others. Mansour told Yisrael Hayom the foreign ministry has been working since the beginning of the epidemic to allow every Israeli to come home. This is a very complex and difficult operation, he said, but we will continue to work so that no Israeli is left behind. And the Foreign Ministry has a new Director General. Alon Ushpiz was appointed yesterday. He is the ministry's former political director and was posted with the ministry at Israel's embassy in Washington. Ushpiz will replace Yuval Rotem. Conference of Presidents CEO William Daroff welcomed the appointment, calling Ushpiz an inspired choice. Daroff tweeted, "His deep knowledge of America will benefit the strong relationship between our two countries." Ushpiz, he wrote, will exponentially enhance Israel's ability to promote its agenda on the world scene. The Celebrate Israel parade is taking place this Sunday, virtually, of course, in light of the coronavirus pandemic. The online event, organized by the Jewish Community Relations Council of New York in cooperation with the UJA Federation of New York and the State of Israel, this year has the theme of Todah, Hebrew for thank you, to honor frontline workers dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic. It will also raise money for the Federation's COVID-19 Relief Fund. Israel's Consul General in New York, Dani Dayan, said even though the march will be held virtually this year, the love for Israel will be the same and very real. The online event will include messages from Dayan as well as from Israel's President Reuven Rivlin, Israel's ambassador to the UN, Dani Danon, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, Senator Chuck Schumer, Senator Kirsten Gillibrand, and New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio, as well as entertainment from the likes of David Broza and Dudu Fisher, among many others. Well, Jewish organizations joined today in marking Juneteenth, posting on social media celebrating June the 19th of 1865 and the end of slavery in the U.S. The U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem also posted, writing in Hebrew, that this day carries an important reminder that there is still a long way to ending racism and to the day that equal rights for all are anchored in law. And here on JBS, we also mark Juneteenth at 5:41 this evening. On Shabbat in COVID-19, Mark Golub speaks with Rabbi Sandra Lawson, who discusses the meaning of the holiday and its similarities to Passover. Other programming tonight for Friday, June the 19th includes live Shabbat services coming up at 6 o'clock from New York City's Central Synagogue, followed by Kabbalat Shabbat services from the Hampton Synagogue. At 8, celebrity chefs speak at the 92nd Street Y. At 9, it's the film Apollonia, followed by a concert with David Broza. Then a replay of the Hampton Synagogue services, followed by a replay of services from Central Synagogue. And coming up next, a look at this week's Torah portion. And that's the JBS News Update for Friday, June the 19th, 2020. I'm Teisha Bader. Stay healthy, stay well, and Shabbat Shalom.